What's that sound, Andy?
I don't know. I feel slayed.
You feel slayed, do you? I wonder whether one of our guests has been doing
Sleigh
something.
bells.
Sleigh bells, right. Now, we better find out who's got the sleigh bells. Well, it's not one of us, is it?
It's not me.
And it's not me. And it is December, so we're doing something a little different this time. We're featuring a song genre that isn't usually associated with the Glitter Band. That's Christmas songs.
Yeah, so listeners will know that the band never actually recorded a Christmas song during the 1970s, although maybe apart from Alone Again, that might loosely fit that genre because it had sleigh bells and tinkly piano added. But today we're going to feature 7 post-1970s tracks which feature various combinations of Glitter Band members.
And the good news, Andy, is that most of the songs are originals. More good news, our roundtable guests are back with us, and it's hello to Susan Shepherd. And thanks for joining us, Susan. I think we'll have fun with this one. And Susan, have you got a set of sleigh bells in your back pocket by any chance?
No.
Not you?
Yes, actually, I do. They were my sleigh bells. And I've just retrieved them from a basket and they're close to hand.
And in Spain, we have Richard Kenner. Hi, Richard.
Hi, everyone. Merry Christmas to everyone and all our listeners.
Everyone who's previously listened to this roundtables knows there's someone missing. We don't have Joe Swinford this time. The term one-off is overused, but it applies to Joe. And Joe's a unique character. I think we'd all agree with that, wouldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, definitely, yeah.
He's a one-off. Yep. He appeared on Facebook a few years ago posting some Glitter Band set lists. Andy and I were talking about doing some roundtable podcasts, so we approached him. He immediately said yes. It was about a year later when we finally got around to doing the first one. A fact that he's reminded me of on more than one occasion since. On behalf of all of us, best wishes to Joe and his partner Jean, and we look forward to having you back soon, Joe. Here's the first track.
That was the song All Over the World, which was a recording by Pete Phipps and Jerry Shepherd, the Glitter Band. And it first appeared on an album called Tommy's Christmas Party, which was a double CD of German origin in the mid-90s. So Pete has actually told the story that they were approached by Alan Williams of the Rubettes, who was a coordinator of this release. And they were asked to supply 2 songs for the CD. One to be a cover version and the other to be an original. And they had 1 week to write and record a new original song. Funnily enough, they actually came up with 2 original songs, but plumped for All Over the World to be the one that's going to be featured. And the song was basically written by Pete. The other song was written by Jerry.
We're all going to speak about the tracks, and we're going to end marking each track out of 10, and we are allowed 1 10 each. Susan, would you like to start off?
Okay, so the first thing I have to declare is that there is never, I think, a bad Christmas song. I'm a real Christmas fairy. I love everything about it. I've passed my love of Christmas on to my daughter, who has put up her Christmas decorations today as we record, which is November the 16th. Born on Christmas Day, so I suppose I have a valid excuse. It's my birthday
Oh, my
too.
word.
Yes.
Well, that's very close to Jerry Shepherd's birthday, Susan.
Yes, I know. And I wonder whether Jerry felt the same way about Christmas. I mean, I love everything about it. He was on the 28th of December, I believe. I just wonder whether he loved it or hated it, because your birthday tends to be forgotten in the
I'm
everything
20th
about
of December,
Christmas.
so I'm
you're the
pretty
same.
near as well. That's weird.
Yeah. So
What? That's three. Hey, Susan, Jerry said this in an interview years ago. Jerry said the same thing. He said, I was the sort of kid who got all my presents at once,
Yeah.
yeah.
where you actually
Yeah.
did.
Sometimes, but my mum made me celebrate my birthday on my brother's birthday, which was April the 11th. But by the time April the 11th came round, people had forgotten they hadn't celebrated my birthday on the 25th of
Yes.
December, so they forgot about me on the April the 11th as well. I dipped out twice. But, you know, I've only ever had to work once on my birthday, and I just love the whole preparation, the whole smiles, the whole atmosphere. And, you know, if my daughter wants to put up her Christmas decorations on the 16th of December, as far as I'm concerned, that's 15 days too late. Back to the song. Okay, right. So I think the introduction promises more. When the singing start, I think the vocals are flat, which is really disappointing for me. I mean, the sleigh bells, but the spoken words in the first bit of the song are really flat. However, there's a good riff, and I find myself singing towards the chorus. And actually, it's a song of two halves, because the vocals at the start, the first third of the song probably, I felt were a bit flat. And then Jerry warmed up, and it was back to himself, and I loved it. And I've been singing it over and over again, so I love it. It's a Christmas song, I love it. It's Jerry Shepherd, I love it.
What's your score, Susan?
7 out of 10.
Okay. Richard?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much summed it up, really. Yeah, I totally agree with some of those comments, because the vocal, it's almost like it was a demo. Obviously, it wasn't, because it was going to be sent for this CD, wasn't it? But it almost sounds like he was just sort of trying the vocal out rather than putting anything into it, you know?
They were given a week to basically record a couple of songs, write and record a couple of songs. And Claire Shepherd has mentioned that it was recorded in Jerry's garden shed. And one thing we know about Christmas songs is they have a deadline.
Yeah.
And it was clearly done very. Apparently, Alan Williams. I think Andy mentioned that Alan Williams called Pete up and said, "Look, can you do some Christmas songs?" The whole thing was done very, very quickly,
With limited recording facilities, yeah.
and it sounds like.
So was it literally written there and then?
Well, what happened was that they were given a week. So Pete's gone off and written a song, and Jerry's written a song, and they chose to go with that song. That was the song that ended up on the CD. But they said recorded in Jerry's garden shed, done very quickly. So
when you say it was recorded in the shed, what was available in was it a little studio
Atari,
or?
Yeah, he had an Atari computer, I think, running.
So it's drum machine,
Cubase
is
or
it?
something. And, yeah, I don't know actually. I think Pete went over to do stuff on it, and he might have just taken a very basic bass drum
basic
and
kit,
snare.
There's no tom-toms on it, Andy, are there?
No.
The parameters they were working within were very limited. I think that's that says it all.
Yeah. So I think there's I think there's a good song in there, but it just needs developing. It needs to be developed. That'll be down at the time they had to do it, I guess, and you know, it sounds like they just had the time to knock it out, and there you are. That's what we've had the time to do. Maybe someone could put some extra vocals and guitars and sleigh bells on it.
Yeah.
That'd
be an idea, Andy, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Go on,
Thank
Andy.
I'd give it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 for me. That
Oh,
one.
right. Okay.
Andy.
Yeah, I'm obviously very familiar with the song, and I tend to make my own Christmas playlists. If people come round, and it's funny that it's not. When you're playing sort of more contemporary and very much older Christmas songs, funny enough, I find people started singing the chorus a bit, especially if they heard it a couple of times. So I thought, oh, okay, it must be relatively catchy. So for me, taking into account everything that everybody said, I give it an 8. I like the song. Bit more time on it. It could have been a little bit more, better vocal and stuff like that. So, yeah, I would just give it an 8. I like it. It's the glitter band type Christmas song, which, I think people are looking for. It's approaching the whole star guitar, drums, and Jerry's voice that people are listening to, some claps on it. So, for that reason, yeah, I'd score it that highly. Warren, what about you?
Yeah, I think I'm the same as everyone else, Andy. Basically, in summary, good song, not so good record. It was as we.
I found myself singing the chorus, which is like what Andy says.
there you go. Yeah, exactly.
I found myself singing the chorus over and over again.
That's it. That was my test.
One thing I'd say about Jerry's vocals is that Mike got some really good vocals out of him. And if you want to hear some really good, if you like, less produced vocals of Jerry, listen to the album he did with Peter Oxendale. Now, Peter Oxendale produced that, and there are some really, really good vocals on that. Where with this, which it seems he was sort of producing himself, his vocal
doesn't work.
It isn't so strong. So it appears that Jerry's vocals were at their best when he had someone.
You need somebody pushing you and producing you to do a vocal.
Well, Andy, I said the Oxendale album, there's some terrific vocals on that. Well, that's Peter Oxendale doing that, And I'm not a performer, so I don't know, but I suspect in a lot of situations it's really good to have another set of ears while you're doing your work and someone's listening and assessing your work and saying, look, I think you can do a little bit better. Can you give me another one?
Yeah, you need to have the attitude of performing while you're laying the vocals down. Really, the final.
Well, someone just working with you to basically assess your own work, and I think with Jerry's best vocals are when he had someone doing that, and that wasn't the case. But as we've also said, look, this was obviously done very quickly, but I think the lyrics. Oh, by the way, I mean, in terms of Pete writing the song. And that's obviously right. He's written the bed of the song, but I can hear quite a bit of Jerry in this. I think some of the lyrics are clearly Jerry's, and obviously the guitar bits are his. But as we've all said, the guitar part I think is a bit rudimentary. If they had more time, they could have added some guitar parts and that. There are demos of Jerry which are better produced than this record, and I think that's a problem with it. But I really like the song, and I think Susan hit the nail on the head by saying she was singing along with it, which is always a really good sign. So I'll give it an 8.
All right, great.
Do you think it'd work really glitter banded up?
Yes.
I think there's room for the big guitar chord thing in it somewhere.
Yeah. And the haze.
It's there, isn't it? But it's really background.
Yeah.
Richard, if we go back 20 years, I think this had the potential to be a really good Christmas 1975 single.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been Where Alone Again was.
Yeah.
As Christmas, for I think if that would have done in the real glitter band style in that year, it'd have been huge.
I would have loved to hear Mike Leander produce that song.
Yeah, agreed.
We're playing 2 of the 3 John Russell Christmas recordings. The one we're not including is John's version of Another Rock and Roll Christmas. I feel it's quite similar to the original, and I don't think there's a lot to discuss. Now, if you disagree, We welcome your feedback on Facebook. But the same doesn't apply to this next track. But before we hear it, if you've never heard one of John's solo recordings, I should mention that John never considered himself to be a good singer. I think that didn't stop him from making some pretty good records. Okay, that was the start. Let's have a listen to the end.
Hey. So, if anybody isn't familiar with that track, that's a John Russell track, and it features Harvey Ellison on saxophone. And obviously, we know the song really well. It's White Christmas that they recorded. It was released maybe 10, 12, 13 years ago, or something like that. So, I would imagine this band fans would be quite familiar with it.
Susan.
Well, I think from previous podcasts, roundtable podcasts you've heard, I love the traditional glitter band sound, and this to me is a traditional glitter band sound. Yep. There's a beat all the way through the intro. I wanted to get up and dance. It's just a glitter band sound with White Christmas lyrics. So I don't know what Bing Crosby fans might have said about it.
But, and the sample steal at the beginning.
Yeah, I know, but it's just brilliant. It reminds me of the Live of the Cricketers Club, London, July 89 recording of Rock and Roll Part 2. There was the Time Lords, Doctor in the TARDIS. I just think it's fantastic. It's traditional glitter band. It's a Christmas glitter band record, and I absolutely love it. 10 out of 10.
10?
Wow.
Yeah,
Great.
10. Absolutely. Richard. It's real Christmas. It's real glitter band.
Yeah, I'm a bit the other. I'm a bit at the other end of the spectrum with this one. Really, it's obviously White Christmas, but to Rock and Roll Parts 1 and 2 in it. Really, it's even got the beginning of Part 1 at the end, and it, you know, the out bit. It's down. It's Part 1 in it. So I mean that's intentional, obviously, isn't it? To be doing that. Yeah. I think it's well recorded. I think the vocals are pretty horrible, unfortunately. How they thought they were good enough to go on it, I don't really know. But backing vocals are well done. The arrangements. Obviously, John would know the arrangement because I guess he. Am I right in saying he'd arranged the band with the live gigs when he was in them? I presume so.
Yeah, I think
was he the musical director for live gigs at the time?
He had a guitarist who worked on him with them.
No, sorry, Warren. I'm thinking about when he was with GG.
He was the closest to a musical director with GG. Yeah, that is right, Richard. Because of course he'd worked with GG with the Bostons back in the late '60s. So I think it was him. I'm suspecting that Mike Leander might have had a bit of an involvement there as well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I can understand why people like it because it's very retro of the old, like the Hey album if you want. It's too long though. It goes on.
Yeah, it is a bit long.
It needs editing for me anyway. Yep. Score 4 out of 10 for me. That.
Andy.
Again, I might get told off for saying things like this, but I would say I suspect John, and with a lot of tracks I've heard, John's involvement in it was minimal, to be perfectly honest. I don't think you need to be a musical director to, after many years after knowing the Glitter Band, as everybody does, you don't need really a musical director per se. People can come in and they know what to play, etc. And I think, don't know who chose the song, he may have done, but I think the guitarist, etc., would have easily been able to put most of this together. My suspicion he might have been there, but he's hardly involved in it if you ask me. But what do I know? Nothing. I think they've done a good job with his vocal, actually, considering the reverb and stuff on it and the levels. It's not too jarring against the backing vocals of the other people involved. For me, exactly what Glitter Band fans are looking for, if I'm honest. The drums, the guitar, the claps, the haze and everything. A bit unnecessary to rip off the Rock and Roll Part 2, Rock and Roll Part 1 bit, but people probably took to that really well. So I have to score it highly because it fits the bill really, really well, despite some of my other views on it. So I would give it an 8 because it's worked quite well.
Like everyone, we don't know what John's involvement in this record was. No. But what we do know is that this is a few years before then, but there's a demo of Let's Get Together Again, which was recorded in Sydney in 1974, but there was no Mike Leander. Now, if you listen to the arrangement of that record, it's remarkably similar to what Mike did a few months later. It was much better produced. I mean, the thing with the demo in Sydney is it's not well engineered. The people who were, right in the phase of pressing the knobs didn't really know how to get the glitter sound. But if you listen to that track, listen to the backing vocals, Jerry's vocal, listen to the way that song's put together, the structure is remarkably similar to what Mike did with it. That would have been arranged by John. So I think John could arrange a record. I think it's clear from that record.
Yeah,
I mean, technically, Eddie, technically that record's not good. We know that. But what I'm saying is if someone in the studio, an engineer who knew how to get the drum sounds and things, that would have been very, very similar to the released version of Let's Get Together Again. I like this. I mean, John has given the punters what they want with this record. It's a glittery type record.
Or the people that have worked with him.
Well, yeah, but as I said, Andy, we do know that we don't know who did that. That's what I said. We don't know. But what's happened is, and he's agreed to do it, whether it was his idea or not, he has agreed to do it. And he was always aware of giving the punters what they want. In this case, I think it works really well. I think there's nothing particularly original about it, but I think taking White Christmas and doing this, I think it works. And I think it does, yeah. All the bits are in the right place. Can I put it that way?
It's a Glitter Band tune.
It is. I think as an early Glitter Band tune, I think it works very, very well. So, yeah, I'll give that one an 8.
Here we are, you and I, we're not wasting time. finding out what life's all about. The future is yours and mine. Life is for living, it's never goodbye. All our tomorrows are here if we only just try. We have hopes, we have dreams. Are yours the same as mine? Life can be what you want it to be. No mountain we can climb. Life is for living, let's learn how to fly. All our tomorrows are here if we only just try. Let's raise a glass for the people we love. Deep in our hearts and forever. Here's to the lovers and here's to our friends. Here's to the music that never will end. Let's raise a glass for the old and the young, giving us such inspiration. Everyone around the world, let's make this moment last. Let's raise a glass. Let's raise a glass.
That track that we just played is called Let's Raise a Glass, and it's a John Springate composition and recording from his album titled 72, and that was released about 4 years ago.
Susan.
I think this is the most contemporary song of the list that you've asked us to listen to. It's Christmas from the start. There's echoes of Michael Ball, Cliff Richard. The production on it is 100% better than the first two songs that we've listened to. I didn't find the word soppy. It's Christmas right the way through it. I find myself swaying from side to side. It's not a happy song, and I wouldn't really say it was a glitter band song, but standing on its own, it's a great Christmas song. It's very listenable and can easily become an earworm. I don't see any reason why this couldn't have become a hit, a Christmas hit. If it was sung by Cliff Richard or Michael Ball, it probably would have been. I don't know why it wasn't really. It's deserving of a great Christmas hit with a big medallion. I love the extended ending. If you get to the end of the song, there's a drum ending.
Yeah, I like the ending.
Yeah, which raises it above another level. It's not to my thinking a glitter band hit, but as a standalone Christmas song, I think it's magnificent. I give it a 9 out of 10.
Richard.
Yeah, I like it. This, I mean, I just like John's voice anyway. I mean, he's got a great voice. He's always got a great ear for a melody. I always think, I mean, he writes his own stuff, obviously, but yeah, it's just catchy. That, like, I think Susan's right. If you give that to someone, who's more in the public eye, if you like, today, yeah, I think it's just very good. His voice is it's just liquid velvet on that song, isn't it? I mean, it's
seconded.
It's really good. I really like. I think it needs it's obviously been recorded at his home studio, so I can imagine it with with some big strings on it.
Bit more guitar.
Make it a really big, epic-y sort of. That'd be very Christmassy if you had a load of violins and cellos on it and stuff. I think that'd really boost it up into even a bigger sort of song, if you like. But yeah, I like it. I think it's a really good song. That. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. That one for me.
Andy.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't listened to it for quite a while. I think the thing for me is because John and I have the same studio equipment and same VST instruments and stuff, the library, so I can hear those straight away. So that can, it's a bit weird because it sort of throws you at first because, oh yeah, that's where that guitar bit's coming. It hasn't been necessarily played by hand, It's a virtual instrument. But I think when it starts to go to his life is for a living, it sort of starts grabbing you more before the chorus has even come in. You're swaying, as you said, Sue, from side to side, and it's not Merry Christmas, everybody, but it's a contemporary thing, and it's got a good feel factor about it. I mean, love to have pushed the vocals a bit more, maybe had some backing vocals that were from different singers, so it's not all his vocals double tracked, well, the lead vocal double tracked, but put a mixture of other vocalists on the backing, bring the guitar up a little bit through some of it. It starts loud at the beginning, but it sort of gets lost a bit, I think, but that could be the compression on the podcast stream that we're hearing. We may not be hearing.
What's interesting
exactly
about it, I think, Andy, is it's clever in that because it's called "Let's Raise a Glass." It could be as much a New Year's song as a Christmas song. It could be played all the way through Christmas into New Year without it being Christmas is over. No, it's like New Year's Eve. Let's raise a glass.
Yeah. And I think budget has a lot to do with we've talked about that on the All Over the World track and what have you. With a budget, people funding stuff, we could probably get some very satisfying recordings, and even would have done from some of the ones that we're looking back on from over the last 10, 15 years or more. But yeah, so for me, I'd give it a 7, and that's not knocking it down for any particular reason. I do like it because it is very different from everything else. It's John, who we all love, and love hearing the way he writes and his lyrics and stuff. So that's where I would put it. Warren?
When I first listened to this track, it did pass me by a bit. I thought it was a bit predictable. Having listened to it closely over the last week or so, my tune has changed on this. I actually quite like it now. I can really see where Susan's coming from with the Cliff Richard thing. It is that sort of track that you could imagine a very well-known vocalist doing. I also agree with Susan about the end. Really like the end. I think that's a bit pogish maybe or something like that. But yeah, look, it's a slick Christmas song. The lyrics are what you'd expect. And as everyone has said, I mean, Johnny's just so musical. I mean, he just has music running through his veins. I mean, it seems to be musically perfect. It's a nice vocal. It's a slick track. So I'm with Andy on this. I give it a 7.
Cool.
This one's a bit different.
Another classic song, if I may call it in phrase again, Rocking Around the Christmas Tree, which I'm sure everybody knows. This recording by Jerry and Pete also appeared on the Tommy's Christmas Party CD that we mentioned earlier, alongside All Over the World. And again, recorded with the facilities of Jerry's garden shed.
Susan.
I knew you were going to come to me first. Now, bearing in mind what I've said about loving every Christmas song,
have you worked the format out, have you, Susan?
Yeah. Right, straight back to the 50s, isn't it? But there's nothing different about this cover version that makes it stand out to me. It's too much like the Brenda Lee even Justin Bieber made a version, I believe. Kim Wilde, so it's all the same beat, melody, tune. They haven't made it their own. I mean, apart from Jerry's voice, there's nothing that makes it stand out for me. I love it as a song, but as a glitter band song, it's a pretty poor one for me. Not outstanding. 5 out of 10.
Richard.
Yeah, you're right. I think the trouble is with this. You're right, Susan. It's exactly like the standard version. But while you were saying that, I was just trying to put through my head how it could be done different, and it wouldn't work slowed down. I can't actually know how it would work another way. But that's the way it is. Yeah, it's like a standard version of like everyone else is, isn't it? Jerry's vocals a bit better on this than the other one. It's a bit more enthusiastic and going for it, and it's pretty well recorded. I think the backing vocals are cracking on it. I think all the doo-wops and all that.
What's interesting, Richard, I've just thought of something. Is it whether this was Jerry and Pete's choice, or whether the producer or Alan Williams just said, "You're doing this song"?
Right.
They had to consult over the cover versions, who's doing what, but I think they chose it.
So sorry, there was 2 CDs and one CD was all covers, and then the second one was all their own songs, of the artists. Yeah.
At least, Richard, it's their own choices. They're not all originals on the second one, but most of them are. So yeah, that's how the release was set up. Yeah.
Right. And what was it called? This CD?
Oh, Tommy's Christmas Party. That's a
Who
great
was
name.
Repackaged.
Who was Tommy then? Who's this Tommy guy?
I think he's a well-known German media personality of the time. Yeah, have you seen that cover, Andy?
I've got it. I've got the CD.
You've got it. Has it got that cheesy picture of Tommy on the front?
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is.
Dreadful.
It has been repackaged as well. It's available under a different name and everything as well.
On CD or just streaming? On CD you can buy it.
On CD, yeah. And maybe streaming, but it's available. Some of the tracks are available separately on other.
I was going to say, if they issued that in another country, no one didn't know what the hell that meant, would they? This Tommy's, I think you'd have to issue it as a different title in it,
Exactly.
in England anyway. Certainly, I haven't got much more to say about it. Really, it's like Susan said. It's just a run through of the arrangement, But I can't really think of another way you could do it that'd sound right somehow. Can you think of another way of doing it that'd work?
Although they did Sealed with a Kiss, which is about on the same level for me. Yeah, and controversial.
I'd give it a 6 for me. Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah, I mean, you've got me thinking, Rich, about whether it could be done a different way. I'm sort of sitting here as you're talking, thinking, ooh, yeah, that's a challenge. For me, I feel Jerry smiling when he's singing it. I have to say, his vocals better because the key and everything. It's nothing outstanding. Nothing particularly added from the original versions that I've heard. And that said, I put it on a playlist out around the house and it fits in.
Yeah,
so
if you're playing Christmas music, there'd be no reason not to play it.
Yeah. People would be going
There's
racking
no
around.
such a thing as a bad Christmas record.
Yes. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I think there is, but
yeah.
So do I.
Wrong.
So I'm gonna buck against it. I'm gonna give it an 8 just because I can see Jerry smiling it while he's singing it. Is that a valid reason? Well, that's the one I'm giving. I like it.
I'm with everyone about the performance. I think this is a really, really good performance. And Andy, I agree about Jerry's vocal. It's a good vocal. And Richard, those backing vocals are really good. I mean, some of Jerry's backing I think Jerry's backing vocals are generally a bit random, but in this case, I think he's done a really good job with those backing vocals. And it's a slick record, but I'm with Susan on this. It's just the whole thing's a bit predictable. When I first listened to it, this song just passed me by. But again, like Let's Raise a Glass, having a second listen to it, I can appreciate that it is well done, but it's just the Glitter Band. It's Jerry and Pete doing that song, and I think they're doing it well, but it's just them doing that song. So I just don't think it I don't think that there's anything distinctive about it. And by the way, most of the covers on that album are the same as this. They're similar, you know. So I suspect there was a bit of an outside influence there. So I you know, there's nothing wrong with it, but I just think it's okay. So I'll give it a 6. There's a bit of a story about this track. It starts with this.
Just then that freak walked in the door and knocked you to the floor. You said, hey man, you want some kind of trip? He said,
Can you turn it down?
So, Andy, what's interesting is that you know that song.
Yeah.
When this was released, Sweet had about a dozen hits, and most of them have been top 5. This was the one that bombed. I think it just hit number 40 or number 41. So, Susan and Richard, do you know that song?
Yeah.
Not heard of it.
So it was the first one that did make the top 30 in the UK after having a really good run.
Was it the first one they wrote without Jim Chapman?
No, it is a Chin. It's funny you said that.
Oh,
It's a Chin and Chapman track, but it's Chin and Chapman trying to write a song in the style that the Sweet would write.
The B-sides.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. That's what they did. So it just didn't work. The song did not work commercially. As it bombed in the UK, in Australia, RCA, the Sweets record company obviously, passed on it. They'd released every other song. They didn't do that one. So rather than release that track, which was off the album Desolation Boulevard, they went from their earlier album, which was called Sweet FA, and they went with this track. So, it looks like whoever's involved with the John Rossell recording, it appears they got the idea from that track. And do you want to guess where that song got to on the Australian charts? It's an impossible question, but have a go.
Number 173.
On what chart, sorry?
The Australian chart, Richard.
On the Australian chart,
that,
right. So
Richard, that song
it wasn't
was
issued in the UK, that was it?
No, it was because what happened in Australia, the singles were always released about 3 months after the UK versions. So because Turn It Down bombed, they went with that song instead.
Oh, right.
Want to take a guess?
8.
All right. Susan, have a guess.
15.
Number 1.
No,
Number
never.
1.
That was the number 1.
You're making that up.
That was the number 1 in
Never.
Australia. Yep. That
Wow.
was
It's mad. Could never even heard of him doing that.
And I suspect that's why John or the people he work with picked that track. I would suspect, because it's similar, the guitar parts are basically the same.
Yeah.
Someone's heard that and said, well, that was the number 1 in Australia. Why don't we turn that into Christmas Twist? Susan.
I think this is a floor filler, really, a Christmas party floor filler, isn't it? You'd heard the first few bars of this and you want to get up and dance. I think it sounds like Mud to start off with rather than Sweet, but it's reminiscent of Mud to me. It's quite...
It was, I think, Phil Wayman who produced this, Susan. I think he did a bit of work with Mud.
Yeah.
And there's also Chin and Chapman who are writing for Mud and for Sweet, so there is definitely a connection there.
Yeah, I mean, I can hear that personally. the Bob Schwabs and the hey hey hey, the Trouble Checker lyrics. I picked all of it up quite quickly, and it's a jolly tune. It's not my favourite. 5 out of 10.
Richard.
Yeah, actually, I quite like it. Actually, it's a standard sort of version of that track, but I particularly like, because I like saxophone in the thing, so I particularly like the solo there by Harvey. Backing vocals have done well, I think. The musicianship on the recording's great, but it's just a standard. It's just it's just a standard song, in it really, but it'll get people on the dance floor, I guess, if you put it on at a club or something like that. And I think John's vocals are pretty good on this one, I think. Yeah. So I'd give it a 6 out of 10, I think, that one.
Andy.
I think the quality of the track in itself makes it hard for me. It sounds like it's been recorded off a tape, even though that it's being streamed and Spotify and stuff. Yeah, it's jolly enough, dancey and stuff, but I don't think it would be difficult. It's not. It isn't difficult to write a rock and roll Christmas song, really, and to just change the one word pretty much to make a Christmas song is pretty. Not. I don't want to use the word cynical, but you should work a bit harder. Do you know what I mean? At the job of releasing stuff. So I'm going to score it like a 5 because it's jolly and Christmassy. But other than that, I find it a bit. Why? So my question is why? Sorry.
I think it wasn't a bad idea. I give a few points to the person who obviously knew Sweet's Peppermint Twist, and I think they I think they definitely knew that it had been a number one in another country. I agree with Andy about just changing one word, but I describe this song as a bit of fun and sort of fairly harmless. It's okay. Look, it's the sort of song I would have expected John to do at that time in his career, and I think, as Richard said, the band's pretty good. So and John's
it's
vocals
like Boston.
okay.
It's like a Boston show band.
Yeah,
track,
it is a bit honest. I think grabbing the Sweet and Phil Wayman sort of elements or ideas was a pretty smart move, but there's nothing surprising about it. I don't think there's anything particularly original about it, but it's okay. So I shall give it a 6.
Written by Jerry Shepherd. This is the song that didn't appear on Tommy's Christmas Party CD. There's 2 versions of it. There's a pre-overdub version which lacks the extra backing vocals, and you can generally hear that version on Spotify and YouTube. And you can also hear the completed version on YouTube itself, and that's the one with more hits.
And Susan.
Will there be another Christmas? Will there be another Christmas song? I think for me, I don't know if it's the recording of it, but the lyrics are drowned out by the music, by the melody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for me, it was quite difficult to listen to until it got warmed up, really. Although it's got, you can ID it as a Christmas song. It's inoffensive, it's melodic. But it's something that gives me the right hump, in the words of Anton Dubek. It says, you and me around the Christmas tree. I can't see two people being around the Christmas tree. They'd have to have very long arms. So perhaps you and family around the Christmas tree would be better. I don't know. But it's an earworm. I found myself singing along to it. So again, there's no such thing as a bad Christmas song. So 5 out of 10.
Richard.
Yeah, it's a bit like a couple of the others. The vocals a bit weak. Could have been a bit stronger, I think. Again, it sounds like it was a demo rather than a finished product to me. Vocally, anyway. Backing vocals are... How come they managed to do the backing vocals on these tracks really good, and then the lead vocals sort of not really got any oomph to it, you know? I wonder if it's because they weren't familiar with the melody enough, you know what I mean?
I think it's Jerry working without a producer.
Because it was done
that's
quickly.
the issue with the vocal. I do. I think I'm convinced it's as simple as that.
There's Jerry's backing vocals.
Andy, was he known for sort of having to be encouraged, if you like, when he did his vocals?
No, I think it's a general thing with singers. Yeah. I've got no story to base this on, but Kylie Minogue going into Rob Davis's bedroom studio or spare bedroom studio in his house, he would have probably said, "Come on," it would have, when they did Can't Get Out of My Head. Any singer benefits generally from somebody pushing them to do a performance or change the octave that they're singing in, all those different things, be a little bit late or a bit early with the vocal. A lot of vocal recordings that I hear by people who do their own thing are lacking in some kind of... Yeah,
because they haven't got a second opinion.
Like Gigi used to say, attitude.
Yeah. You've got to perform the song in the studio like you perform it live in a way, haven't you? It's give it that performance.
With this vocal, I think Jerry knew that he possibly was having trouble with the pitch, so maybe he's pulled his performance back a bit, but he needed a good producer to get a good vocal out of him. And he sounds hesitant. He just sounds hesitant, where John sounds confident. You listen to John's vocals, which are perfect. The confidence is there, where Jerry sounds hesitant.
I mean, you can tell it's Jerry. You can tell it's Jerry's voice. It's not. It's just not Jerry's voice as the best it can be.
Look, I think it might have also helped if there was a bit of reverb or something on his vocal, just to it's a bit too forward, and something a bit of chorus or anything to just soften it a bit.
Do you think with it being called "Will There Be Another Christmas," do you think he was trying to get a feel like, is there going to be another Christmas? Is there going to be another?
Richard, it's an anti-Christmas song. It's not a Christmas song. It's an anti-Christmas song.
But I'm wondering if, because of the title, he's trying to put over almost a melancholy.
It's almost it is. It's almost apocalyptic. It's almost apocalyptic, isn't it? Really, and if you think about it,
it's the reverse of all over the world. You've got all over the world, then you've got that.
It's a comment on commercialism, etc.
I suspect it's very, very Jerry.
Yeah.
Richard, what do you reckon?
5, I think.
Andy?
I mean, there is a bit of a story to this song, really. Maybe there isn't. Maybe I've made it into one that there isn't. The augmented version, basically, I could not get to grips with the belief that Alan Williams did those extra backing vocals on it. And I contacted John Springate yesterday and just talked to him about it. He's never even heard it. I just wanted to satisfy myself, because I had a friend called Lee who's passed away, but he used to tell me stuff. He used to find things out that I have to be honest, I've forgotten. Yeah. But I just wanted to satisfy myself because they sound so like John Springate, those extra backing vocals. But
Couldn't agree more.
It has to be. I'm not sure it's Alan Williams. It's the obvious start.
Alan
It's the
Williams
obvious
is a higher
answer, but
pitch,
it's
isn't he? He's a higher.
But he
Yeah.
he did not sing on Sugar Baby Love, though. Did you know that?
No, no.
Jumping off topic, but he did.
No, I didn't know that.
No,
but
he did.
No.
They did a lot of other songs.
He did, yeah, all the
in
other
that
ones,
vein.
Yeah.
And Andy, it's not. Andy, I reckon it's also the vocal arrangement. It's very John Springate, isn't it? You know.
Well, yeah.
The way
I
they're
was saying
done,
to
the
John.
arrangement.
I say to John yesterday, the piano sounds like yours, the drums sound like yours. That doesn't necessarily mean anything, but that's why I had to literally, after all these years, ask him.
Even the vocal line sounds, the melody, the vocal line sounds like something he'd write.
Yeah, but from my view in it, I like it. It's nice enough. A bit flat in places on Jerry's vocal, as you know we've discussed a few times. I would give it a 7.
I love this song, but I don't love the recording. So I give this song a 10. It's an anti-Christmas song.
Oh.
I think the lyrics. I love the lyrics. Now, whether you agree with the sentiment or not, he's getting his point across. I think they're classic Jerry Shepherd. Jerry was a really, really good lyricist, and I love the lyrics for this. I love the melody, but it's not a good record, as we've all said, and I won't go through this again in detail, that his vocal isn't great. But with a good producer, I think this could have been a wonderful record, but it's not, so I'll give it an 8. 1 to go.
I see the snowflakes falling out of the sky. All the children singing merrily on high. There is magic in their eyes, and you can disguise the feeling that they have tonight. As a million voices sing. Sing a song for Christmas. Happy New Year. Love to last forever. Fanfares cut their way through the
This song is a song for Christmas, written and recorded by John Springate and Malcolm Arrington. According to Industry Bible Music Week, this song was almost a hit. It received quite a few plays on Radio 1 around at Christmas 1985. There are 2 releases of it with slightly different mixes. And Gigi actually thought highly of this song as he had John performing it on the 1984 Christmas tour with him.
Susan.
Ah, isn't this a song for Christmas? It really is, isn't it? It's dreamy. Much more electronic 80s. The synthesizer in the background all the way along. Reminiscent of some of the tracks by Yazoo, I thought. The choir, the Christmas candles in the video. It's look at Here Comes Father Christmas. It's Christmassy. It's a song for Christmas, and I really like it actually. It's not going to cheer you up very much if you want to be a happy Christmas, but it's a song to make you think. Yeah, I like it. 6 out of 10.
Richard?
Yeah, I really like this. I've got me. It'll be on my jukebox at Christmas. This one definitely. Is there a bit in the melody? One of the lines at the beginning is singing "Ding Ding Dong Merrily on High," and at the beginning there's a bit of that from the song, I think.
Angels singing merrily on high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the choir on it. Where did he get the choir from?
Not sure.
Any idea?
Yeah.
Well, they're in the video with candles, holding candles.
Yeah. It's quite a big production, really, isn't it? Where was it recorded? At his studio?
I think he hadn't got the studio at that point. But he went back in there. He probably took a day in there or something to record it. I think maybe he still had it. He sold it.
It was about the time. You're right, Andy. It was about the time he was selling it. I think the first version came out in 81. The re-release, I think, was 84. Yet, funnily enough, Radio 1 played it in 85. So work all that out.
It was. I've got a sort of a Christmas video playlist, and I've got that on because it just gets me in the mood. That little video he did for that. And it's nice to see, someone you admire in like a video at Christmas as well, isn't it? Yeah, I really like it. Again, if it had been given to someone else, it'd probably be massive. I think it's a really good song. So 8, which is the highest I'd give tonight. I think 8 out of 10. Yeah.
Andy,
for me, it's ingrained in my psyche from earlier than all the other tracks. I really liked it in the beginning. Listening to it now, I'd say, I don't know if it's the compression again on the stream, but I'd probably say raise the vocals a bit more, maybe take some of the reverb off and put something a bit more contemporary reverb-wise on. You need it on the drums, but anyway, that's beside the point. I really like the song. To me, it's a 10 without doubt, just the way I feel about it.
I'm with everyone else. I really like this song. I mean, it's a classic John Springate performance. I mean, it's just a beautiful vocal. I think the lyrics are sentimental without being soppy, and I think that's a pretty hard thing to do with Christmas songs. And I think he's achieved that. And yeah, look, the whole performance is wonderful. Musically, Andy, the two versions are quite different, aren't they? I think that might be the second version,
right.
Which has a few more bits and pieces on it. That melody that Richard was talking about, I think in the first version, that's played towards the start of the song. I might have the versions.
It is up. The single I've got. It hasn't got that on.
Right.
It hasn't.
No, because when I listened to it today, I thought I don't remember hearing that bit before.
Well, there are two versions, Richard, 4 years apart, so that makes sense. As we've said a couple of times, the BBC did give this quite a few plays. As Andy said, there was a Music Week article. You can see it mentioned in that. And 1985 was the same year as Slade almost had a hit with Do You Believe in Miracles? Yeah. And it appears this song got almost as much airplay. It obviously did do all right. I love the song.
It's a song for Christmas.
Well, it is, Susan. But look, everything about it is wonderful. I think the concept is good, and I think the execution is maybe even a bit better. It's a beautifully produced Christmas song. It's a commercial song. And I think, as maybe Richard said, that or maybe Susan, if it was an artist who was very well known, I think this would have been a massive hit in 1985. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And it's my second favourite John Springate song after My Life.
Oh, My Life's great.
That. Yeah. I'm going off topic. I love I wish he did an album at that time. That's a wonderful song. So I will give this one a 9.
Has anyone ever seen that video played on any channel? Apart from YouTube, I've never ever seen it on a, like when they put out a Christmas sort of video thing. I've never seen it played on anything, which is a shame, really.
Have you, Andy? Susan?
No, but it doesn't really matter because I've worn YouTube out playing that song.
It's just a shame it's never played on like one of these shows where they have all the Christmas. Obviously, it wasn't a hit, I know, but
well, I've got my own Christmas playlist, and it's definitely
I have, it's on that,
yeah.
It's a good place to finish. Everyone, thanks very much.
Merry Christmas! Hey! Ho ho ho!
And hey hey hey.